French's Stand by Helen Mungham. In 1920, my dad built French's Stand beside Couchiching Park. When I was old enough, I worked there every summer into my teens. At that time, the water of the lake came right up to the stand. The stand became a gathering place for people. "Meet you at Frenchie's Stand" was a phrase you often heard. In the early days, soda pop came in glass bottles. Hot dogs were 5 cents. On the counter was a glass case full of 1-cent candies. Children would spend a lot of time deciding which one to buy. Dad sold hot dogs, sandwiches, ice cream, tea, coffee, and pop. We didn't have bricks of ice cream in those days. If somebody wanted a pint of ice cream, it would be scooped from a metal can into white cardboard containers. The tea was served in teapots with china cups and saucers on a tray. If someone wanted to take the tea into the park, they would pay a deposit, which was refunded when the tray was returned. One day, my dad and I were standing on the veranda, and he said, "You see that man along the real shore? He is a very famous man." I looked up, and there was a man in a white suit and Panama straw hat. He looked very distinguished. It was Stephen Leacock, the author of Sunshine Sketches of Little Town. Leacock often had tea at the stand with my dad. The table is still there on the veranda with his name on it. There was an odd fellow called Johnny who often came to the stand. He thought he owned a Stradivarius violin and put up with a lot of teasing about it. He would step dance on the stand veranda with great enthusiasm. He provided great entertainment for the customers and staff alike. Once a year, train excursions came from Toronto, bringing people up to Orillia. The trains would stop on the railway behind the stand. People from the rail cars would descend by the hundreds. We knew we would be very busy that day. In no time, the stand veranda would be covered with people, all wanting to be waited on. My dad used to build 2 little stands on the roadway to sell cold drinks only. That eased the rush at the stand a little bit. We always lived within a block of the park. In summer, I was on the beach every day. One day, I was leisurely walking back from swimming, trailing my towel behind me. I looked ahead, and my heart felt as if it had jumped into my throat. There were flames shooting sky high behind Dad's stand. I thought the stand is on fire. I ran like I never run before. I reached the stand to see my dad with a hose wetting down the roof. It was a fierce fire, and sparks were flying everywhere. The fire was Milligan's sawmill at the bottom of Lackley Street. The mill burnt to the ground. It took a while for my heart to stop beating again. That was a frightening day for me, and I can still see those flames when I close my eyes. During World War II, an army camp was located at Quinn's Bush, north of Borland Street and west of West Street. The army band would march down the park. They would stop on the grass across from the stand to have a break and come to get drinks. After, they would stay there and play. At that time, our ice cream came in metal cans. My dad would put 2 of these cans upside down, sit on the back veranda, and beat them with 2 drumsticks along with the band. He was good at it. It was fun being at the stand and meeting many interesting people. To this day, people bring their children and their great-grandchildren to the stand to tap their money on the counter so they can be waited on.